Hadi Choopan's visa has been confirmed. He will be in the U.S. and he will be on the Olympia stage. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Even though Hadi has been able to get into the country the past few years, there were still questions about this year, considering the escalating tensions in the Middle East and everything, and the travel ban that was put in place. Iran being high on the list. Hadi's going to be here. He's not in the U.S. at the moment, but if I remember what I heard correctly, it'll be less than a week's time. He will be on U.S. soil, continuing his prep. As far as I'm concerned, now that Hadi is absolutely confirmed, the battle is definitely on. I think majority of the people feel that the top four are going to be Samson, Hadi, Derek, and Nick. For good reason. As I've said in my previous early prediction video, Derek Lunsford, I don't see him regaining the title. I actually see him potentially dropping down to fifth for various reasons. Yes, he did look his best in was it March, the Arnold. Brought a good package to Pittsburgh. I don't think what he brought to the Arnold is going to be enough this year in this lineup. I think his body is a little worn down. I think when he steps on stage, he's going to show signs of his body revolting on him a little, and it's going to affect the placings. Samson, I said it before, I think this year's Olympia, there's going to be a greater emphasis on the conditioning, and that's Samson's Achilles heel. He brought in his best conditioning at the Olympia that he won the title, not quite the same at the Arnold, but even what he brought to the Olympia, that I think is a number, not just a notch or two, a number of notches below what he's going to need to bring this year. I don't see it happening. So that leaves us with Nick and Hadi. I've gone back and forth on first and second with Hadi and Nick. Why would either one of them win this show? Walk away Mr. Olympia. In Hadi's case, would be two-time Mr. Olympia, the only person besides Jay Cutler to regain the title, or it'll be Nick Walker with his first Olympia, I guess you could say defying the odds. As far as Nick Walker goes, I mean, he's always been about the biggest on the stage, and he brings not the best conditioning, one of the best condition packages to the stage. Issues been the structural thing. blockiness. He's developed his body in a way over the last few years that doesn't change his structural issues, but it minimizes its visual impact. He's always brought in, like I said, he's always brought in a level of conditioning, and one of the most, if not the most muscular guy on the stage. It looks like he's bringing in a level, a next level of muscularity. You wouldn't think that he can get much bigger. It looks like there is significant increase in muscle mass. The conditioning he typically brings in alone with this increased muscle mass that he appears to be carrying, that in itself is very, very dangerous. I think we're going to see a level of conditioning beyond what we've seen from him in the past. That makes him a really scary, dangerous opponent on that stage. And then it comes down to a matter of him just controlling his midsection throughout the whole time he's standing on that stage. Those are his strengths. With Hadi, structurally, he's not the best, but better than Nick Walker. He's good. He has good structure. When you try to compare him to a Samson structure-wise, it's a little difficult to compare the two. That's how superior Samson is structure-wise, but he has good structure. He brings not the biggest on the stage, but he brings enough muscle for his frame. He brings a level of muscularity for his frame, for his structure. And what he does bring is a level of conditioning that's really about head and shoulders above just about everybody else on that stage. Hadi off is still better than just about everybody on that stage. Hadi, when he is 100% on, he looks like he is something that is literally chiseled out of granite. He's chiseled out of stone, made out of granite. However you want to phrase it, you know what I mean. That and his level of muscularity, but it's the conditioning that's bringing him over the top. Now, when I look at the both of them, they both bring in a level of muscularity and a level of conditioning that's pretty much above everybody else. Nick will never have, he probably genetically is not capable, not many people are probably, of having Hadi conditioning. But Nick needs to bring in, at the very least, the level of conditioning that he's always brought in, or a level above, which I think he's going to bring in. And I would have no reason to doubt him because, except for that little thing 2 New York pros ago, Nick's always been spot on. Don't know. I'm not gonna even get into that. Hadi, on the other hand, probably doesn't have the genetics to match Nick muscularity, the amount of muscle he can put on his frame, but like I said, the conditioning level is just the only person I can think of to really compare him to, as far as the level of conditioning we see, is Andreas Munzer. Maybe not quite as extreme, the Andreas Munzer story. At the end of the day, the battle is on because Hadi Choopan is going to be on that stage. It's going to be a battle, first and second. It's going to be a battle between Hadi Choopan and Nick Walker. Like I said, I've gone back and forth on it in my head. In my last early prediction that I did, I have Nick Walker ahead. At the moment, my gut says to stick with it. Either way, Hadi Choopan will be on the Olympia stage this year, will be on U.S. soil very shortly, and I'm willing to bet that we're going to see a battle between Nick Walker, Hadi Choopan first and second. You can agree or disagree with anything I've said in this video. Either way, let me know in the comments section. This is Michael Diamond. I'd like to thank you for watching Muscle Central.